Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. Thank you for tuning in. I got a good show for you guys. There's a lot of stuff going on out there today and in the news and stuff. Let me take a look here. First thing we're going to take a look at is some pictures. You guys know what the Dnipro River is in Ukraine? The Dnipro River supplies that one of the biggest. I think it's the biggest nuclear power plant in all of Europe. Might be the biggest in the world. It's an enormous nuclear power plant, and yes, they've shut down the reactors, from what I hear. But they have an awful lot of cooling ponds that's cooling spent fuel rods. And they got this big cooling area. It's a pond that's separated from the Dnipro River by it's like a containment pond that they keep the water in, right? If the river water falls, the level of the river water falls, what'll happen is the water will leach out of that pond. But it'll be not a real fast process, but this is the water that keeps these spent fuel rods cool. And so this could lead to a nuclear disaster if the river drops too quickly and the cooling pond level drops too quickly. So what we're seeing here is pictures from this area. And as you can see behind my head here, these pictures, the water level in the Dnipro River is dropping like a stone. You can see how far out it is from the shore there before you reach the water now. Honestly, just a week ago probably, the water was up like where they'd be standing in water taking those pictures. But now they're on the shore taking those pictures. You can see the nuclear reactor in the background there. And they're standing on the shore, but the water's receded out a long way from where it was. Okay, there's 6 reactors there. Here's another picture of the water level dropping, is revealing things that haven't been revealed for years because they were underwater. More pictures of the water receding, exposing things that haven't been exposed for a long period in time. This is because that dam burst in Ukraine. And this is leading to an ecological and nuclear, probably it could lead to some sort of a nuclear disaster in a war zone. This is the worst of the worst. More pictures of the water receding. Look at the water. It's just, where's it going? Well, it all flooded out of the dam. That's where it's going, on down the lower end of the river. It's causing an ecological disaster. This is of epic proportions. Anyway, moving on in the news. Now, a different story here. There's a global cocoa shortage. And you guys don't know what cocoa is. I'm going to tell you guys, some of you guys, probably most of you know what cocoa is. It's what they make chocolate out of. Maybe if you guys probably didn't know that. The cocoa is what make chocolate. I mean, everybody knows what chocolate is. Anyway, look, chocolate prices, oh my gosh, you're going to have to, if you guys are chocolate lovers out there, maybe you want to go to Walmart. Do you know they got these chocolate bars at Walmart? They're great big square ones, and they're I'm gonna milk chocolate, and they're cheap. They're fairly cheap for chocolate. I mean, if you buy I go there. I think I'm gonna go and stock up a little bit on a few chocolate bars before this happens, because you don't know how high it might go. You might be paying $5 for a chocolate bar before long. For one little herd. And you know what they've done with the chocolate bars? I was into the store there, looking at chocolate bars, and I seen these normal sized chocolate bars, the size that used to be like 25 cents. Back when I was younger, they were like 25 cents, 25-cent chocolate bar. They're normal sized chocolate bar. Now this is what they call the king size. They're making the new chocolate bars so small that they're the same size that they used to be, like what they call a chocolate bite. You've got to eat about 3 of them. That's what you got to do. Now, 2 anyway, of the new size chocolate bars they got. But that's just the beginning of how high the price of chocolate might go to. It might become a luxury item that only people can afford that have a lot of money. I mean, at $5 a chocolate bar, and these are these new tiny little bars, you're gonna have to eat 2 of them. That's $10 just for one little thing of chocolate. If you got a little thing where you fancy some chocolate, this is the kind of world we're going into now. Now, in another thing here, there's a deadly cyclone in India that is halting fuel exports and operations at offshore rigs. It says a severe cyclone off of India's western coast has superseded oil product exports for one port and halted operations of offshore oil platforms and other ports as authorities are evacuating people from coastal areas where tropical cyclone Biparjoy in the Arabian Sea has already claimed several lives. Biparjoy, yeah, that's it, Biparjoy. What a name for But you know what? This is the other side of the world. These are cyclones, they're not hurricanes. Hurricanes, we have to give them normal names like Helen or Jean or John or something like that, right? But they give them any name they want. Biparjoy, I guess, is one of the name is a proper name over there to name a cyclone. Everybody knows how to. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't know. But anyway, you guys know what I'm up against on my channel when it comes to pronunciating some of these things. But I do my best, guys. Anyway, so this is a huge cyclone that is it's cutting off exports of petroleum products right now in that area, right where the cyclone's hitting. Now, talking about another subject I wanted to talk about real quick here is U.S. consumers. I'm going to tell you, there's an awful lot of consumers in the United States who have been getting by because they've been making purchases off of their credit cards. And an awful lot of people are hitting the limit because there's a credit limit on the credit cards. They've purchased straight up to the limit on their credit cards now at this point. And they're facing crushing debt servicing problems because these credit card companies are like almost, I'm not going to call them loan sharks, but they're like, it's a crushing burden of interest that they attach to these loans off of a credit card. It says U.S. econo watchers have been stumped by a bizarre divergence in the U.S. economy in recent months. Yeah, caused by the Fed. They've been raising interest rates like crazy. The fastest interest rate raising cycle in the history, practically. And it says, on one hand, the aftermath of the March bank crisis, which destroyed 2 of the largest California banks, led to crippling tightening in credit standards. On the other hand, after a brief air pocket 3 months ago when credit card debt saw its lowest increase in over 2 years, revolving consumer credit has exploded higher in the last 2 months. We've seen a near record increase. Well, this is all going to come to an end with the consumer. I've already saw a slowdown. I've seen it myself. Shopping malls are about 1/3 of the customers in the shopping malls right now as there was a year ago. Not 1/3, but they've lost 1/3. I got that wrong, guys. Not 1/3. No, they've got about 2/3 of the people that they used to have a year ago coming through the shopping malls. And so all those retailers inside the shopping malls are going to lose about 1/3 of their business. So they only got 2/3 as many people coming in that's buying things this year over last year. And this is because credit is tightening. And this is only going to get worse. It's on the rise. And credit card interest rates are on the rise as well. See this chart right here, just above my head here, how credit card interest rates are swooping upwards? Danger. for the U.S. consumer. Now, moving on, talking about other things, we're going to take a look at the silver price today, which is up 37 cents. It's made it back up to 24 bucks for silver today, which is good. I like to see the silver price go up because it's so undervalued. Now, there's a lot of people out there, probably in my audience, that are just hoping the price is going to come down because they want to buy more silver. Taking a look at gold today. We're seeing gold is up $13.80 at $1,957. Now, cryptocurrency's not doing so good right now. It's been suffering through a tough time. It's barely hanging on to 26,000. Right now, Bitcoin is at 25,974, so it is below $26,000 for Bitcoin. This might be kind of a low ebb for Bitcoin and the cryptos right now. People out there who are considering cryptocurrency as an alternative to dollar-denominated asset classes might want to think about this low ebb and say to themselves, is this a good price entry point? Maybe, Ethereum is at 1741, but you got to be careful if you're buying crypto. You got to know what you're doing. Especially when you're using your crypto wallets and stuff. It's got a long, if say you're going to send money, you're going to do it yourself for the first time ever in cryptocurrency. There's a long, it comes down to, the new wallets are easier to use, but you can still lose your money if you get a digit wrong in the addresses and stuff. It's technical, in other words. Cryptocurrency is technical. Where silver and gold are not technical. You go to your coin dealer if you buy a coin. I mean, what's technical about that? That's so old school. Physical gold and silver, so old school, that the only way you can go, and there's lots of ways you can go wrong with that stuff too, one of the things I can think of is theft. You gotta be careful with the old school stuff. It's theft. Cryptocurrency is much harder to steal. And the reason why is say you had some cryptocurrency on your phone and somebody steals your phone. If you've got your private keys put away on a piece of paper or whatever, even though your phone's stolen, you can empty that wallet out from under them while they're trying to crack your password. They say they got your phone, they're in some motel room someplace, and they're trying to crack your password for your phone to get into your crypto wallet. You got it already. You can have that and pull that currency right out from underneath that phone before they can even hack your password. You can empty the wallet, even though your phone's missing. If you got the private keys and stuff, and your passcodes and stuff, you can do that, and you can't do that with gold and silver. If they say somebody stole your gold and silver, and they were in a hotel room counting it, you can't get it back. It's gone, So they both have their things. Cryptocurrency can be transmitted around the world, and gold and silver, it's stuck at a location. It has to be shipped or whatever, and then there's, they both have their advantages and disadvantages. One can be moved quickly across the internet, and one of them can't, and so on. One of them, if the internet goes down, it doesn't affect gold and silver if the internet goes down, but cryptocurrency won't function unless the internet's up. So they both have their different things. They're very different animals, but they do have one thing in common between the two of them, is they're both non-dollar denominated asset classes. And most all the asset classes you're going to find in the entire world, other than cryptocurrency, gold, and silver, is all dollar-denominated asset classes. Even real estate is denominated in dollars. Your stock market, it's all dollar-denominated. Money market funds, mutual funds, everything is all dollar-denominated. And where the dollar goes, there goes the value. If it's dollar-denominated there, and also not thinking about counterparty risk associated with dollar-denominated assets as well. Most of them have a tremendous amount of counterparty risk. That's because we're in a credit-based system. So, moving on, guys. Let's see where the markets are today. I got the Dow Jones right here. It's down 100. Well, it was up when I first started the show. And I mean, that when I was on here saying to you guys, hey, today is got a good show for you guys, blah, 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 the stock market was like up 130 points, I think it was. Let me see here. What the heck happened here? I think it was like, was it like here in 34,213 when I started the show? And now, just all of a sudden, poof-hooey, it lost 132 points. Wow. Okay. Crude oil today is at $70.16. It's up 74 cents. It's been hovering around $70 the last couple days. Bonds and rates today. And what we're seeing is falling yields. We're seeing a 30-year at 3.91 and a U.S. 10-year at 3.7. Blink here. 3.79, down 4.5 basis points. Now, the U.S. dollar index today is at 102.85. That dollar has been starting to really go down lately. It was up 104. Now it's down to 102. You know, this gives them some wiggle room. Dollar index goes too high. See, what I mean by wiggle room is you know, they can manipulate the bond market and stuff more effectively. If the dollar doesn't go too high, they can manipulate the markets more effectively. They can't let the dollar get too strong in this environment. Anyway, listen, thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode, and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.